Hey, what's going on, guys? TeamHeadsh0t here, bringing you some more gameplay today for Apollo Gaming. Today we've been playing some Mass Effect 3, and man, I'm really loving this game. It's a freaking good game, and I think it's right up there with the game of the year. And if you haven't got Mass Effect and you haven't got on, the Mass Effect train yet, you really need to do that. It's absolute brilliant game. And for me personally, this is a game that I thought, nah, I'm not gonna like this. I don't like sci-fi. And I was just like, nah, just not for me. But the more I played it, the more I loved it. It's just an absolute brilliant game. But there is a problem that I have with Mass Effect right now, and that problem is simply the multiplayer. Why did Mass Effect feel the need to go multiplayer? We've seen other games do this before, and I've talked about this on my channel, how games that are known for their single player and sold very well because of their single player have decided to branch out and create a multiplayer. And more often than not, the multiplayer doesn't really hit off. It's not really that amazing. And I kind of feel the same with Mass Effect 3's multiplayer right now. It's wave based, and I feel as though it's going to be something forgettable. It's a multiplayer that's just kind of like, yeah, alright, that's pretty fun for a few games, and you won't be able to play it for a long period of time. And that's what wave-based kind of feels to me. I don't really enjoy it for a long time. I kind of just play it for a little bit, play it here and there, and it's fun. And I had a lot of fun playing this game right here. This is my first game on the multiplayer, and I had a lot of fun. But to be honest, I would rather play the single player, and I would rather see Mass Effect invest the whole to invest the whole time into making the single player as best as it possibly could be. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the ending of this game, so maybe if they had invested their whole time into the single player, the ending would have been better. I don't know, but I would rather see the single player fully focused on it. If it's a game like Call of Duty, couldn't give a fuck. But if it's a game like Mass Effect, Uncharted, Assassin's Creed, Dead Space, games that are great single player games, we want to see the single player to its full potential. And we don't want to see a crappy slapped on multiplayer that's just there to milk you into buying their DLC in the future. Multiplayer is good business. Let's think about it for a second. Multiplayer is brilliant business because single player DLC is hard to do. More often than not, games tie off the game. The game's done. There's not really a lot more they can add on unless they have pre-DLC plans in mind. So they're gonna leave out a little story, leave out a little mission to add into DLC at a later date. That's what they generally do. But if you're sitting 6 months after the game's been out and you're going, well, what can we do for DLC in a single player? It's not very easy. You don't really know where you can go with that. So doing multiplayer DLC is so easy, man. You just need to add a few more maps, add a few more characters, a few more weapons, and there you go. It's as easy as pie. So that's why I think they do it. Multiplayer means more money, and you see multiplayer DLC has already been confirmed from BioWare, so there will be multiplayer DLC. And we look at Assassin's Creed Revelations. They've done several multiplayer DLCs already, and I think the multiplayer on Assassin's Creed is not that great. It's pretty good, but you get bored of it and frustrated at it pretty quickly. So that's where they're kind of gone wrong with the Assassin's Creed series, going down the multiplayer way. I think BioWare, they need to kind of think about it. What makes our game great? Single player. Why did everyone buy the game? Single player. If you could honestly tell me you bought Mass Effect 3 to play this co-op single player multiplayer, then alright, good on ya. But I think no one would probably buy Mass Effect ever to play just the multiplayer. And this multiplayer, it's alright. Like I said, it's not a bad multiplayer, but to me, I'd rather see them just fully invest all their time into making what makes their game great. So, they could have added in a few more missions. They could have expanded the story a little bit, go dig a little deeper into another character, you know. But you know, multiplayer. I think we're going to see a new generation in gaming where we're going to have just multiplayer. And single player is going to die out. I think they're going to probably make story around the multiplayer, and single player games are going to be irrelevant. And you know, that sucks. And I love the old 50-hour single player games. It takes forever to finish it. You know, there's lots of things to do, and that's why I kind of like games from Rockstar. They do a lot of great single player games like Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto. So that's some of the games that I kind of like. And I just feel as though Mass Effect and the whole single player games, that brilliant single player games, you know, we're not going to see them very often. You know, they're going to die out because multiplayer is kind of what game developers think sells. I mean, Call of Duty is the greatest selling game or whatever because it's multiplayer. That's what everyone plays it for. So I think game developers have got it in their mind that we need to have multiplayer in our games to be successful. And when realistically, you don't. I mean, look at Skyrim. That was a great game and it was single player only. It was just huge, you know. Why don't game developers just realize that you don't need multiplayer? Multiplayer sells, yes, but you can really expand and get your single player to its full potential before having to divert back into having a multiplayer. You know, that's just what I think, and I'd love to know what you guys are thinking. I would really love to know, what do you like multiplayer, or are you kind of a single player person? I'm a bit of both. Like, I can't really say I hate multiplayer, because majority of the time I am a multiplayer, but I do like single player games. I hate games that don't have a story to it, and that's what I fear in the future, that we're going to just get multiplayer only games. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to Apollo Gaming, and also come check out my channel. It's called TeamHeadsh0t, should be in the description down below. And guys, I really appreciate you watching, and hopefully you leave a thumbs up for me as well. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Friday.